Hey guys, it is Mick. Welcome back to more Persona 3 FES. And last one, we hung out with a few people, as well as got a visit from the strange boy who told us that some stuff is going down next week, in 5 days specifically, as you can see in the top right there. And in this one, we're going to be going to Tartarus, but before we do, I'm going to explain why we're going tonight instead of Saturday, which is usually recommendable at this point. And that has to do with we're trying to manipulate something. So, if we go back to our bedroom now, we will get a phone call from Kazushi. And Kaz will, he'll ask us to talk, and he'll ask if we want to do something tomorrow. However, we don't want to do something tomorrow. And if we happen to be unavailable, such as if we are going to Tartarus, he won't call tonight and instead he'll call a little later in the week. And that's what we want. But if we decline him here, he won't call us later in the week. Right? So, now that that's out of the way, now that I've shown you what happened, I'm going to reset and we will go to Tartarus. Hello, Mitsuru. What's the matter? I would love to go to Tartarus tonight. Thank you. And here we are at Tartarus, and, well, let's go ahead and go up. So, we have a couple goals this time around. Obviously, the most notable is to reach the next boss on floor 14, I believe. So we have a little bit less to go. So we can reach floor 15 and get the old document. We want to find a Juzumaru, which appears in it appears in chests on both floor 4 and 11. So we're not likely to get one on our way up this time, but I'll still explore all of floor 11 in hopes that we do. And then also we want to fight a grave beetle so we can get one of its shells for Elizabeth. And lastly, I need to pick up some more personas because the 2 that we have are not suitable for taking on the boss that's coming up. We need something that has a different I saw the weapon thing pop up and I got excited. But yeah, let's equip the Gladius. Ooh, poison, low odds. Not that that'll really help us here, but it's cool enough. But yeah, the boss, we need more than fire or physical to attack it. It resists fire. Wow. Great start, guys. At least it's only one enemy. But it resists fire and just completely no physical attack works on it. So what we have here won't help us. We have Opsitus back, but let me check Opsitus's weaknesses real quick. It might be okay. It's a bit underleveled, which might hurt it, so I'm hoping we'll be able to just fuse something else by the time we get there. But it's a start. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So, now that we're exploring Tartarus again, it's time for me and editing to just come by and talk about some of the research I've done this time. So, originally, I was going to talk about Yukari's persona, Io, or Junpei's, Hermes. But the party members' personas mirror their users' arcs in certain ways that makes it kind of hard to talk about and compare them without spoiling later events of the story, unless I just try to speak super generally about them. So I'm not gonna do that, and instead I'm just gonna wait until the relevant moments of the story come by, and then I'll talk about their personas after that. So instead today, I'm just gonna do a kind of lightning round and talk about some of the personas we've recruited up to this point, namely Nekomata, Apsaras, Pixie, Aramitama, and then Angel and Alp as well, since I do get them in this video, although a bit later. So I'll start off with my favorite of the group, Nekomata. Nekomata are a type of cat yokai that appear in both Chinese and Japanese folklore. Nekomata are often grouped with Bakeneko, another type of yokai, but different pages I've found disagree on whether if they're two types of cat yokai or if a Nekomata is just a variety of Bakeneko. Regardless, Nekomata are said to come to be when cats live for a long time and grow a long enough tail, and then their tail forks into two, which the Persona 3 depiction doesn't really show this. Unless I'm looking at it wrong, there's only one tail there. And they can develop human speech, control of the dead, and shape-shifting, though when they shape-shift, if they take the form of the human, they supposedly tend to take the form of their owner, and stereotypically that tends to be the more crazy old cat lady archetype rather than the sexy cat girl that it has going on here. But regardless, they can take the form of a human. Next up is the Apsaras, or Apsara. Apsara are a type of water spirit in both Hindu and Buddhist folklore, and they generally appear as young women and tend to be wed to a type of nature spirit known as Gandharvas, and they tend to reside in the palaces of the gods, dancing to their husband's music. And their main duty is generally to entertain both gods and fallen heroes in various ways. They're also said to hold power over fertility and fortune, such as in gambling, for example, and they also have the power to shapeshift at will. Next up is Aramitama, and I'm going to be treating this as a 4-in-1 combo, because there are 3 other Persona very similar, and to talk about one, I kind of need to talk about them all, but Aramitama is one of 4 Mitama, which are said to be the 4 aspects of the human soul in Shinto teachings. Each of the 4 represent a different side of the spirit, and they're meant to balance each other out, and they all have their own unique duties as well. Aramitama is the aggressive and more passionate side of the spirit. It's usually considered the opposite of Nigimitama, which is the more calm and muted side, and these 2 are often considered the most important of the 4. But the other 2 sides are Sakimitama, the happy and loving side, and Kushimitama, the wise and experienced side. Next up is pixies, which are often confused with fairies, but they are 2 different creatures. Pixies are small, elfin-like, magical creatures from old British folklore, and they're known for being mischievous pranksters. They love playing tricks on humans, but they are otherwise not malicious and don't usually intend harm. They're said to throw parties and grant blessings across the countryside, in which they often reside, and all in all are known to have pretty high spirits and friendly childlike demeanors. And they also have the ability to cast charms that can influence and enchant humans, and they're also known for confusing travelers and causing them to get lost. Next up are angels, and I'm sure you've heard of angels. Angels are beings that appear in many of the world's religions, most notably, but not exclusively, Abrahamic religions such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They're typically servants of God and can serve as messengers, protectors, and guides, and are, generally speaking, benevolent beings that aim to protect God's will and all that serve it. But as they appear in so many different religions, it's a bit harder to talk about them generally because naturally they will be slightly different in each religion that they appear in. And lastly, Alp. Alp originates from German and Swiss folklore. They're typically male, and they're often compared to vampires and incubi in how they behave. Alp are said to wear a magical hat called a Tarncap, which they draw their power from. They're often said to attack during the night and control the dreams of their would-be victims, and often creating nightmares. And the reason they're likened with vampires and incubi is because they are also said to drink both blood and breast milk from their victims. And they, like other creatures today, are also known for their ability to shapeshift.
3 enemies present.
And since we have a bit more time left after that, I'm just gonna ramble for a little bit because I was talking about this with a friend while researching this, but doing this research is actually a lot of fun. I like learning about all these different things, but it's also very hard to like figure out how to talk about it succinctly, because just by nature of folklore, there are so many different takes that different people have, and different websites have like different conflicting information, and it's like interesting to learn about all these differences and variances. And I'd wager that all of these, like all the differences, are considered true. It's just how these folklore got passed down via word of mouth originally and all that. But it does make it hard to like figure out how I want to talk about it, because I have to sort through a lot of information and just like try and figure out what's important, what I want to talk about in just the short amount of time that I have. And also it doesn't help that like oftentimes I'll be like, oh, I should look things up for this video, and then I'll just get to a page that's like filled with so many words, and I'm like, ugh, I have to read? I didn't sign up for this. If only I could just have all this knowledge in my head already. God damn. But no, it is a lot of fun, but it is just a lot of the times confusing to piece together and, like, as I said, succinctly talk about it. But either way, again, as said, it's super interesting learning about this. But like one example that I was talking about earlier is just Nekomata. And Nekomata is one that it was comparatively easier to research than most of things. But like, just take the Megami Tensei wiki, which just has like a brief paragraph about all the personas. It goes, in Japanese folklore, a Nekomata, also known as a Bakaneko. So the Megami Tensei wiki says that a Nekomata and a Bakaneko are the same thing exactly. And then there's just standard Wikipedia, which says that Nekomata are often confused with Bakaneko, and then claims that they aren't the same thing. And then you go to the Bakaneko Wikipedia page, and it says, it is often confused with the Nekomata, another cat-like yokai. The distinction between them is often ambiguous, but the largest difference is that the Nekomata has 2 tails, while the Bakaneko only has 1. Because there's just so many differences everywhere, and it's, again, a lot of conflicting information, but it is still super interesting to read about. And like, usually if there's like a jarring difference like that, I'll tend to like address it like I did with Nekomata, just say what I did, where it's like, hey, different sources say different things, so blah 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 blah. But like, it's like that for like everything. It was like that for when I was talking about Orpheus as well. And I mean, I expected that. Orpheus is like one of the most well-known Greek myths. There's so many variations of it. But like, even at the beginning, where it's like, who Orpheus's father is, it's either the one king or it's Apollo. I don't know. One of the two. Depends on who you ask. But I think it should be about that time to hand the mic back to present me so I can fight a boss. I detect one shadow in this floor's central area. It's a relatively strong, so be cautious. Oh, of course, this one is actually kind of a pain in the ass. And you may have noticed that I went and equipped the rash guard, despite it being a little bit less defense than the camo shirt. And that's because of the resist electricity here, because this thing has Mazio. So it's a bit, it's useful for, you know, not getting destroyed by electricity, except Yukari is gonna get destroyed by electricity. So I think Yukari's armor is different than everyone else's. Okay, no, she can equip it, so that'll give her a little bit more of a defense against the boss's electricity attacks. Okay, good. Anyway, let's activate this teleporter. and head back down. Because that'll replenish all of our... not jump back into the same floor. My finger said, no, you're ready to go right here, right now. Let's do it. But yeah, no, we want to jump back down to replenish all of our stats. And then... let's see what we can fuse here. Because Aramitama will be useful to us because of its Rakukaja and Rakunda, I believe it was. Yeah, because Rakunda lowers defense or enemy defense, Rakukaja increases an ally's defense, so that's very useful. But Bash and Augie won't be super helpful to us. DL will be pretty alright. Nekomata just won't be useful to us. Apsaras is fine. Garu is fine. Apsaras and Garu, or yeah, Apsaras and Angel are fine for attacking, but let's see if we can do something better. Not with Pixie. I guess we could fuse Fornius, but... if we need it, Fornius might be okay, but let's see what else we can do. Alp? Secunda. And a Garu attack. So Secunda is evasiveness and accuracy down. That would be useful. Okay. Wait, what did it fuse? Jack Frost and Oimoikane. Jack Frost is step 1 to doing the Jack Bros fusion attack. Alp and... I think I'm gonna fuse Alp. But once again, let's see what the triangle spread gives us. Slime, which we just can't. Oh, can we fuse Alp? Because we're level 6. Oh yeah, we're good to fuse Alp. Good. Okay, so yeah, let's fuse Alp here. And this will pretty much be our attacking persona because it has its Garu, and Secunda would be a very good thing to throw on to the enemy as well. I'm Alp. You'll be nice to me, won't you? No. Perish. Yeah, we don't have the Lover's Social Link yet, and we won't for some time still. Yeah, it'll still be a while before we can get the Lover's Arcana. Damn. Either way, I'm going to save real quick. And back up we go. Okay, so why I was talking about... Actually, let's get into the battle first. Yep, you detect one shadow that's relatively strong, and here it is. Prepare yourself. This is the Rampage drive.
It seems you've attracted the Guardian's attention. Its arcana is the Chariot.
It sure is a chariot. This is the Rampage drive, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt boss at this point in the game, when we only have us three. So, the reason why Junpei is not super helpful here, it pretty much nulls all physical attacks. And strike specifically, it reflects back at you, so you don't want to hit it with strike attacks. And fire, it resists. So fire will hurt it, but not very much. Otherwise, it doesn't have that many attacking options. It has one physical attack, it has one hit-all electric attack, and it also has an ability that increases its own attack. So I'm going to... assign Yukari to attack it, and then I'll put Junpei on heal/support. I don't care if he uses items, that's fine. It's a better use of his time than attacking, I believe. So I'm gonna hit it with Arakunda first. So that'll lower its defense and let us do a little bit more damage. Nope. Slash attacks are indeed out, Junpei.
This thing won't give up.
And of course it's going to increase its own attack. I'm going to increase Yukari's defense even more because it has 0, and also Yukari just has lower defense in general.
Couldn't finish it off.
I can do it.
So I don't want her to just get completely destroyed.
Need it.
Yeah, there we go. Glad I equipped her with that rash guard. I really lucked out getting that, actually. Like, that was just... like, that just really... perfect timing. Alright, so now we're gonna switch to Alp and hit it with a Secunda, so hopefully it'll hit less and it won't evade any of our attacks. Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to be doing, Junpei. Good.
I couldn't defeat it.
Assault dive, and you missed! Hey! Hell yeah, now I'm just gonna hit you with a Garu, get some attacking in myself. And we're halfway there already. Thanks for the medicine, Junpei.
This thing won't give up.
Attack reverted. Right, because yeah, the stat debuffs like that last 3 turns, so technically it probably would have been better for me to just renew it rather than attack again. And I actually think Yukari will be fine without the defense up now since she has that rash guard. I wasn't sure if the rash guard would just lower her electricity damage or would actually cover her weakness there. So I'm happy to know it covers her weakness, so it's not going to just completely kick her out of commission while just doing massive damage to her. So yeah, let's go to Kunda again, so we're going to be consistently dealing more damage from Yukari. Maybe the medical powder was a bit much.
Help me. This thing won't give up.
Wasn't a bit much anymore. And we still have plenty of medicine, so Junpei should be fine. Well, let's switch back into Alp and renew its Secunda, because that should be running out this turn. Oh! It doesn't let you just renew it immediately. Interesting. That must be a quality of life thing added to future Persona games, because, yeah, in Persona 4 and 5, you definitely can just renew it like that. Interesting. Well, let's heal Junpei then. I am certainly a bit spoiled by modern Persona games then, aren't I?
I can do it.
That's okay, we're doing just fine. I'm not worried.
Give up.
There we go. And we could just finish it off right here, actually. Yeah, you know what? Junpei, I'm assigning you to attack it. This might be a mistake, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. Nice! So we defeated the Rampage drive.
Couldn't finish it off.
Oh, wow. Yukari, are you goddamn serious? Yukari, seriously? I almost regretted that so much. But we did it.
Have the potential to grow even stronger.
We got rid of the Rampage drive with basically without a hitch.
Fatigued. Shouldn't you return?
So, hell yeah. That usually is a bit harder. That's kind of a wake-up call boss from Tartarus in my experience. But we did it. We survived. Junpei's tired, but that's fine. Let's see what our rewards are. We got a bomb, another bomb of life, and the Soma. Ooh, Somas are really good. So you kind of want to hang on to these. These are a valuable item that I don't... If you can buy them, I don't know if you can. I don't think you can. But if you can, it's much later in the game. Because as you can see, they fully restore the party, which is incredibly useful. So hang on to those. Anyway, let's head up the stairs and get to floor 15. The structure of the next floor seems to be different. See what you can find out. So this is just a standard floor here. But the stairs are right here, so let's just keep rushing up for now. Because now we're here. It's a dead end. Good work. Return to the entrance. So we're gonna get the old documents here. And the description of the old document can be read in the dictionary. So let's go see what that has to say. The electricity's hooked up, but why do they need so much? There's only a school on this island. Interesting. I wonder. Anyway, we've got all we can here. Actually, before we do that, let's just examine this to see what Mitsuru has to say. The path to the next floor is blocked. You can't go any further. Mitsuru has to say nothing. Alright, sick. Well, let's return to the entrance for now then. And Junpei, as he is tired, is gonna go home. Damn it, Junpei. Sorry, dude. I'm beat. I'm gonna go back to the dorm. Perhaps we should call it a day? Nope, we still have things to accomplish. But first, let's go and show Elizabeth the old documents, shall we? You seem to have completed a request. Well done. You managed to retrieve the first old document in time. Have you already read it? It's quite interesting. If not, then I definitely recommend you take a look. Please accept your reward. A bead chain, so that's just a full... I believe that's just a full health replenish for the entire party, which is also pretty good. So... I'm not going to accept the Jack Brothers request yet, because I don't... It'll still be a little bit before we get both personas required, and I don't want to take up a request slot here. So for now, we still have the Juzumaru and the beetle shell to find. I'm gonna go for the beetle shell first, because, well, we still have Yukari in our party. And for that, I'm going to run up to the 15th floor, because I figured that's probably where it's most likely to spawn. But I won't make you watch me running around. I'll just jump to whenever I find the dang thing. So see you in a sec. And, well, hopefully we find it while Yukari is still okay. Well, that was fast. Yeah, one enemy detected. And it is weak to wind, so hopefully it'll drop what we need.
Attack again. Here's our chance for an all-out attack. Let me at him.
This isn't gonna kill it, but it'll do some damage, and then Yukari should be able to jump in with another Guardian.
Like to do me? Here's our chance for an
And this actually also may not kill it, just because it has such a high defense. Yeah. It has high physical defense, so all-out attacks aren't doing much to it.
one enemy remains.
But Garu does a good chunk. Let's see what we get.
What a stunning victory. We're getting kind of tired.
Yeah, I
This is not
figured.
good. Takiba is fatigued.
We didn't fuse Pixie away, did we? I don't think so. Hey, and we got our beetle shell. Your hit points and spirit points have increased. And we're now level 7. A. Yeah, now that we have that... Well, this is convenient. But yeah, now that we have that... We only have one more thing left to do here in Tartarus. And that would be to explore floor 11, I think would be the most efficient one, over and over again until we eventually find the Juzumaru. And that's gonna suck. But for now, let's just turn in this request. You seem to... Yep. I see you've brought one beetle shell as I requested. Thank you. Aren't you curious why I made such a request? Well, I shall leave it to your imagination. Please accept your reward. Which is 12,000 yen. Which is definitely a good amount for now, and I'm certainly very thankful to have it. I didn't mean to click on fuse personas. I don't think there's anything we want to fuse. Maybe we fuse these two lovers together? No, we actually can't. I don't want to give up the magician or the chariot, so I guess we're just having two lovers personas. Even though we can't use... Oh my god. I need to stop mashing the X button. I need to be patient. There we go. Cool. But, yeah. I'd want to keep the magician and the chariot on hand because, well, we have social links that use them, and I would like to get a Hierophant and strength soon enough. Anyway, yeah, let's grind floor 11 and hope for the best. A golden chest. And we got our Juzumaru. Amazing. You know, I'm gonna fight this thing while it's here. Why not, right? I fully expected to be here for multiple runs, but this is straight up my first run. So... RNGesus has smiled on me today, which makes me very afraid, because my luck is usually awful. So, if RNGesus is smiling on me, what does he have planned? Should I be afraid? I think I should be afraid.
Two enemies detected. Strike first. Yes, excellent attack. A complete victory.
Well, let's return to the entrance then. We've got everything that we need as far as I'm aware. Yeah, I think we're good. Damn. Alright. Well, let's go and turn in the Juzumaru, and then... I guess it's time to go. Hey, Elizabeth, I have a request to turn into. This must be the katana that Nichiren once used. And the hilt has beadwork laid in. That's why it's called the Katana of Evil's Bane. It's a good-sized sword, too. Approximately 81.08 centimeters, with a 3-centimeter curve, measuring about 3.96 centimeters in width. Please accept your reward. And a cup of night. Is there anything else? What is the cup of night? I'm assuming this is just something I can sell, because I don't remember ever using it, but let's check regardless. Oh, it's a permanent stat increase for one of our personas. I'm gonna hold on to that, just for now. Like, I could just, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that just for now because, well, gotta sell the Empress mask soon. But, well, I keep stumbling over my words and getting distracted. I'm gonna hold on to it because none of my personas right now are ones that are gonna be mainstays. I'm gonna be, like, perpetually fusing things in and out, so I feel like using a stat boost right now would be wasted on them. But perhaps one day. Either way, now that we've accomplished all we need to in Tartarus, I'm going to end things off here. So, thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. In the next one, we're going to, well, we'll pretty much be social linking for the most part. And we're going to be starting one new one, actually, so that's exciting. Either way, until then, I hope you're having a fantastic day.